Because I usually start at 2 o'clock, so.
Does this go up on YouTube afterwards?
It's going up on YouTube right now.
Will it be able to be viewable after?
Yeah, you can view it afterwards, and then I put the audio on all the audio platforms later, though.
Okay.
Because I have like a backlog where, that's the first time no one's there. Usually I have like a few people watching. Yeah.
That's okay.
No, it's not.
What, really? You know what's crazy is I don't listen to any live podcasts. I listen to them all after they.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I was playing something. All right, well, we got one viewer. We should probably get some more people coming in. They're used to me broadcasting around 2 o'clock. What's up, guys? Camera's on me. If anybody's watching. Nope, nobody can see you, motherfucker. I don't got the camera on you yet. But we out here in San Diego at my friend Mike Friedman's house, another comic, and this place is fucking crazy. That's why I got the wide camera angle, so you can actually see the whole the mess behind me and where we're at. So I got my boy Trey Stewart here and his friend Ree, and we about to start this bitch. Intro. Fuck.
Public Yemeni No.1.
Yeah, nobody can see you yet. Now we can see Trey. What's up, Trey?
What's up, motherfucker? Can we cuss?
Yeah, we can cuss, bro.
Motherfuckers.
The show's called Public Yemeni, of course. It's like I'm not trying to be nice to anybody, bro.
Fucking bitch-ass bitches.
What's up, biatches?
Yeah.
What's cracking? So yeah, we're out here. I don't normally do a podcast like this, but this is.
With 2 guests?
Yeah, no, I've never had 2 guests on before,
Wow.
Oh, wow.
and I've never done. Riri, say something.
Well,
Yeah.
hi. I mean, I'm not as eager to cuss as Trey is. I think I can do it without cussing.
Alright, I'll do the cussing.
Okay. Just sounds like you've had, like,
More
pent up
experience.
cussing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're from Detroit,
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, right?
and it's cold, so you're always cussing at the cold. You're cussing at everything.
You walk outside.
Oh, your fucking basement flooded. Fuck
Yeah.
everything.
Got it.
But in Sweden, I imagine it's not.
There's
much
nothing to
different.
cuss about. Everything's taken care of. We have healthcare and education, and
Wow.
everybody's
God
just
damn.
and
See, fucking what?
paternity leave and maternity leave. We all just go lovely. This is just lovely. Everything's lovely.
In the car, we were on the way over here for 2 hours. We drove from LA to here, and the whole time we talked about how like it's okay to be a whore in Sweden.
That's right. Yeah, tell us more about that.
I love this part. I love when I become a voice of Swedish
Whores!
haughtiness.
These fucking whores!
Yeah, I always get a little uncomfortable to be the voice of Swedish whores, but
Somebody's got to
somebody has to do it, and somebody has to talk about how being a whore is gender equality.
And okay.
And okay.
That we should be okay with whores.
You should.
Yes.
You should
well,
I welcome whores.
that sexuality is not only a man's game.
Yeah.
Women also have sexuality.
Yeah.
I mean, bizarre.
Yeah, and we were talking about how fucked up it is that you have, that you're like you're a fucking raging hoe. Like if you in society, it's not in reality.
I just thought to clarify it, Mike, now.
Fuck, man,
When
these
you
levels.
said that, it just sounded like you were pointing at me, saying I'm a raging hoe. And I
No,
don't know if we
you
covered all
represent
that. I
Sweden.
mean,
You represent Sweden.
I don't know if you know enough about my sex life to say I am a
No.
raging
Oh, I know what you are about. I know what your people are about, bro. What do you
Bro.
think?
Mm.
Bro, yalla.
No. I'm joking. But we were talking about how like
I can't hear me
you can't hear you now.
now.
Oh my god! You gotta like fuck with this thing.
Yeah.
Can you hear yourself now?
Wait, okay. I think it's
Better? Yeah.
better. I can't. Okay, yeah.
This is part of my podcast. Is I swear to God, everyone knows it. Every episode, I have to have some type of technical difficulties because my shit's mobile. You know what I mean? So we're not even, But no, what we were talking about in the car was fucking awesome. How we were talking about like the differences between how people view sex here as opposed to Europe.
Yeah.
And I thought, we had a real good discussion. We were like really getting into it.
Oh yeah, we covered it pretty much.
Everything. We covered everything in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's pretty transactional here. I mean, it feels transactional. You were saying that it's pretty close to prostitution in LA. You buy somebody drinks, and then you may or may not get laid.
Well, prostitution is better.
Better because you do get it.
Yeah,
Because
you
there's
get it.
a-
You absolutely get laid.
You could also get robbed.
You could. Nicki Minaj.
She got robbed?
No, she robbed people.
Oh, really?
Minaj roofied people and then robbed them. So she pulled a Bill Cosby, but without the. She didn't like rape anybody, but she still robbed them, which is like.
That's
terrible.
still rape.
It's still yeah. You raped my wallet, But I mean, I guess you didn't touch me sexually.
But wait, did she steal from the wallet, or did she have somebody pay her and then she roofied them?
No. She roofied guys that thought they were gonna have sex and stole from them.
Oh.
And they woke up without their money, wallets, everything.
How much do you think is that true, or that's her just
She
boasting?
said it.
But even though
So-
she said it, sometimes
Listen.
it could be part of their strategy to be like
I think it's
get attention.
Yeah, that's a weird, tactic to admit to something that's like not a good thing. And plus, Nicki Minaj doesn't seem to be a strategic person. I feel like she's telling the truth.
You don't think she's strategic?
No, not in that way. She's not like 2 steps ahead of the game, but she's smart. She's smart enough to know that everyone loves a fat ass, and she's talented. But it's not like a lot of like, let me think 5. She's not playing 5 beat chess.
Okay.
Have you heard WAP?
I mean,
I mean, it's a great song, but it's.
I think
about her
sometimes
red
some
ass
people. I think sometimes some people will act stupid
But that's
strategically.
not Nicki Minaj.
She, not Nicki Minaj. Cardi B. That's who
I knew you were talking about Cardi B.
B.
I knew
that's
that.
who it was. Not Nicki Minaj. No, Nicki Minaj is I think actually smart. Cardi B is on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cardi
She does.
B.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like she's really all that
Doesn't
with
seem
it.
like she's playing booty. Nicki Minaj, on the other hand, I don't know if I would say that, but Cardi B is right.
Well, she figured something out though.
Everybody likes a
Cardi
wet
B
pussy.
figured a lot out.
Everybody loves a wet ass pussy. That's
Everybody likes a wet ass pussy.
I don't know, man. I like a little friction. Just a little friction. I want to know that I'm in something. You know what I mean? If it's
You
too
wanna
wet,
know you're in something, and you want to know there's some resistance.
if it's too wet, I can't. Everything feels the same. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I need to traverse. I need to
That's true. There's gotta be some sort of. You're right.
rib for my pleasure, cuz. You know?
You're right. Because then you could just be air. You could just be fucking air.
Yeah, I could just be fucking a cloud. You know what I mean?
Friction is actually what sex is all about.
Yeah. But I mean, like, there's some. Listen, I like a wet pussy. Don't get me wrong, but there are some pussies that get too fucking wet.
Too wet.
Are you into women?
No,
Okay.
I'm just listening now.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be too wet. Don't you think?
Too wet.
No, you never like encountered a pussy that was like way too fucking wet.
Anytime it's been really wet for me, I've enjoyed it. But maybe I haven't encountered too wet. Maybe I've only encountered.
Squirters?
I've encountered squirters, yeah.
That's a form of too wet.
Really? I didn't mind it.
I knew it was piss when it happened. Like when it happened, like before we knew that it was piss. It's like
Before it was out, before it came out, it was because you knew.
You knew it was.
Well, in 2012, I made this girl squirt that I was dating, and then
Yeah.
it like went all over. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Did you just pee on me?" And she was like, "No, I didn't pee on you. That was, I squirted."
It was hot.
It was. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it wasn't
So it
hot.
was hot.
It was hot as fuck.
Yeah.
See?
It's hot. But part of me was like, you could have used the bathroom before we did this.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you just like being peed on.
I don't.
Well,
I don't like being peed on.
You said it was hot when she squirted. We know
Yeah.
what squirted.
When it's in something about when a girl involuntarily squirts, and then that's hot. That you took it to that level.
because you made
So
it.
somebody
Right.
peeing themselves.
Not hot. No, not hot. How about you? You like guys peeing themselves?
I don't think I've encountered anybody peeing themselves, unless it's like a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think I would get turned on.
That's
I'm
not
thinking
hot.
if I'd be turned on if I saw like a adult male pee himself, and I'd go, That's hot. No, I don't think so.
No.
But what if the adult male peed himself because you turned him on and that was his thing?
Oh, that's interesting. So he's getting so attracted
Turned
to
on.
me
Yeah,
and
or
turned on that he pees himself. Oh,
Yeah.
you know, I
He
love
loses
attention,
control.
so there is something that would happen for sure.
you think you would like that?
I would it would tinkle somewhere a little bit. I don't I like.
It would make you feel good because you're like, I have that power.
I have the power to make a man pee himself. That would feel great.
Ah.
I don't know if it would make you fuck him or just want to make him like own him.
What if you were fucking a guy, and then like for him to come, he would also have to just like involuntarily like squirt pee on you.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
No,
No.
but that was him coming though. He squirted.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like that.
Mm.
I would want the pee to be far away.
I think there's something hot about guys encountering a woman doing that because women don't normally ejaculate or
They don't.
anything like comes out of them
Yeah.
to show that they've orgasmed,
But some
right?
do.
That's what I'm saying. So the ones that do is just like, fuck, I know some of that's pee, but it's kind of hot.
Is it? But I don't want to get too graphic.
Let's get graphic,
As we've
bro.
already been talking about.
Come on, bro. I got Muslims that watch this shit. Let's do it. We gotta teach them.
But is it all?
Yeah,
is
be
it
careful.
All pee, or is it sometimes mostly cum? Is it sometimes all cum?
So
Or is
here's
it
the thing.
always-
Like when it happened, I remembered I was like, I don't know, Corey. This seems like fucking pee, man. She's like, it's not pee. It's like it, just happens every once in a while. And it hadn't happened in a long time. And I was kind of like flattered, right? Ooh, I made that happen. At the same time, there's a part of me that's just like, I don't know, man, right? And then hold on a second. And then I remember she came because she was living on the East Coast, and then like she would come to visit me. And she came by one time. We were like went out, we had a good time, we were out drinking, right? And then we were like fucking again on my bed now,
Oh,
on my bed, right?
Yeah.
And it was like I could tell she was gonna squirt because she would do this like hip raise, like when she's about to and I timed it just right because as I was like fucking her, I'm like, she's gonna squirt. I don't want that shit on my bed. So as she was squirting, I threw her off the bed.
Oh wow.
It was hilarious.
You threw her off.
I
the
like
bed? I
flipped
have
her
questions.
off the bed, and her squirt went up and hit the ceiling and the wall only.
And you're like, that's better than hitting my bed.
And then
this
she-
is for sure better.
And then she went on the floor, and then I went back on the floor and continued fucking her. But
Oh.
because in my head I was like, I still don't believe that's not pee.
Right.
And to me, it's like we went out drinking, so she's been drinking a lot of beer.
So there's pee.
That I would think she's probably. And then in my mind, I was like, yo, for sure this stuff is pee.
Mm.
But why do you feel it's better to have pee on your walls and on your ceiling?
Because it's not in my mattress.
Wait, you don't sleep on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Kind
Yeah.
of.
I can't believe you have to ask that question.
Well, I feel like, it might sink into the wall. I don't know. It just feels a little...
Sink into the wall? We don't live in Sweden where the walls are made out of bamboo.
I guess I'm
The
just
fuck?
wondering. I guess my question is, did you clean up your ceiling and your wall?
No, that should just
See,
dry it off,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. That you might have actually cleaned the sheets in your bed, but now you
Yeah,
just have
yeah,
dry
yeah.
pee.
To me,
in
one thing I
your
like,
apartment.
one thing I like about you, Ree, is you didn't grill me for throwing a girl off my bed. You went straight to, how about the walls?
Yeah.
Fuck that bitch.
I am a little curious about the throwing off the bed. Was it hot? Or
It was hot. No,
violent
it was
throw?
it was hot.
Yeah.
It was hot. It was really, really
To
hot.
her too? Or
Yeah. No.
Did she have bruises?
No. I listen. I would not.
With no bruises.
We were dating for a while, so like we had very good sexual chemistry, and it was like yeah. I got good
okay.
instincts. I
It
got
was
good
okay to
instincts.
throw her off.
Yeah. Other girls probably not.
Right.
Other girls probably had to get up and hey, let's go on the floor and finish this on the floor. You know. With her, it was like, oh shit, and then it was just like, pooh. As a matter of fact, she laughed. So she was on the ground laughing her ass off because she was still coming, and then I came back down there and like continued fucking her, and she was like laughing and coming and thought it was hilarious.
Damn, that's a good time.
She's a good girl. She's fun.
Yeah, she sounds like a nice Christian woman.
Yeah. No.
A good, good wholesome
White girl. Yeah.
white girl.
Yeah.
What was she?
She
Mormon?
she was. I don't think she was raised with the religion, man. To be honest, she must have been some type of religion, but she wasn't like. Yeah.
Well, I think that's fine. Atheism. There's room for all of it. I just don't like when people think that they're better in me because of they don't believe in God or something.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the opposite, where they think they're better than you because you believe in a God. And I don't want you believe in a
The
God
right God, yeah. It's like we talk.
or a God.
A God at all. If you think you're better than someone,
There's a lot of that though.
yeah,
I think a lot of people want to feel better
yeah,
out of like we were talking about, like they want to feel better, but they don't have any positive ways or avenues to try to feel better. So then they make themselves better in toxic ways, like projecting or like being a part of an organization and going, oh, that other organization that's not my organization is a piece of shit. Republican, Democrat, Muslim, Christian, all that shit. You know, I hate when I meet people like that. Like whenever we in Dearborn, the Muslims, we talk about religious people. We don't mean people with a religion. We literally mean people that use their religion to make themselves feel that they're better than you.
right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Shame on you type fucking people. I can't stand that shit, bro.
Religion is. I grew up like Christian in a Christian church, and there was a lot of judgment, going on, and a lot of people that didn't really follow what the book says, which is to not judge people. And in-house is so much judgment.
So much. Same thing in the mosque, bro. It's same shit.
What you're wearing? Do they judge what you're wearing?
Fuck yeah, bro. In Islam, come on, man. Look how we make the women.
Yeah, they
dress. I mean,
yeah, somebody showing cheek. They're like, what a whore.
yeah. Well, you know what's funny? I'm sure because you've seen this in Detroit.
Oh yeah.
In Detroit, we have a lot of Lebanese people, and Lebanese people are very European in how they like approach stuff. So, because they have a lot of French influence, and so you'll see women in Dearborn, right, in Michigan, they will wear the scarf, but they'll wear super tight, revealing clothing, push-up bra, cleavage, tight yoga pants, ass out, high heels, looking banging, but then they still wear the scarf, and it's kind of like a dichotomy in terms of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like veil, titties, veil and titties, veil, titties, veil and titties. And it's interesting that you see that, but that happens. Like I know a friend of mine who hooked up with a hijabi girl in Detroit, and he was like, bro, it was so fucking weird. And I'm like, what? I mean, she's so fucking hot and everything, bro. And she fucks, but while you're fucking her, you can't take off her scarf. Her titties are out, her ass is out, everything, but the scarf has to stay on. And that's that conditioning, man. That's like how weird some people handle their religions, you know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Like, I'm a good Muslim because I don't eat pork. But yet I cheat on my wife. But then I'm going to fucking rip on Mike Eshaq because he eats pork because it's so easy to point. Hey, look, he's eating pork. Look, he's eating bacon. Little do you know, I'm fucking been like cheating on my wife for fucking 10 years.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's crazy. In Detroit, I dated an Arabic, nice young woman.
Arab. Arabic is a language.
I dated actually,
Ugh. Bengalis? Yeah.
Well, she was beautiful, but either way, we had to drive so far away just to hang out. She was afraid of being seen with me.
Yeah.
In the city, we had to drive to like Novi just to hang out. We're just like hours outside of the city.
Yeah, bro. Now you know why I date white girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I grew up in Dearborn. I didn't want to play that game.
Yeah, it's so crazy. They really can't be saying.
They can't.
And it's like if someone sees somebody from their circle, I guess word gets back.
It's not liberating. That's the one thing that I don't like about. That's why I have that one joke lead into another joke where I go, I say something offensive about Islam, and then I go, oh, guys, I'm sorry, guys. That's a joke. I'll make a disclaimer. All right, Islam is a great religion. It's a great religion. It's great for the guys. And I just let it sit there because that's exactly what it is. It's hard for the women, man.
Yeah.
Especially in some of these cultures. Like after my show at Mark Ridley's last month, I met a Muslim girl who wore a scarf at the show, and then we became friends. And then we hung out afterwards. And when we hung out afterwards, she was like, "Can we not meet in Dearborn?" Same shit. And I'm like, where? She said, Novi. Same shit. They all like to go to fucking Novi,
that's
apparently, bro.
spot, man.
It's the most sterile, white,
Yeah.
no culture city.
Yep.
You're not going to find that many Arabs out there.
Wow, that's crazy.
So it's like saying,
That's a thing.
she wanted to get Novi or downriver, right? And then when she met me afterwards, she didn't wear the scarf. You know?
Right,
And
yeah.
she was all like, I have to keep it up for appearances. I don't necessarily believe in it, but and then I'm like, why don't you just say what you got to say? And she was like, I want to because I'm very outspoken, but then it has a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Not beat, it just has a ripple effect where she'll never hear the end of it.
Mm.
And then it just becomes this thing. So it's just better to just wear it in front of the right people, let them know that she's playing that game. Let your mom not have to explain to her friend.
Right.
The default thing that Arab moms go to when they can't explain anything, she's on drugs.
That's pretty good.
So
Because that explains a lot.
So basically, it's like that's what she's doing. She's trying to make sure that she doesn't have to deal with the fucking ripple effect
Yeah.
that's gonna come with it.
Yeah. It's so much judgment again in a lot of religion, all of it.
Yeah.
Really.
Do you think like in Christianity, there's like a lot of like female, like keeping female down too?
Oh, yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
not in as I guess dramatic in the clothing, but there's the role that women play. I mean, in the Bible, it says that you should, listen to your husband. He's the head of the household. Blah blah blah. Which I think conditions them to like really be taught to not speak their mind. So maybe they can wear a little bit more of what they want, but they really.
It's like Southern Republican women.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And when I meet a Southern Republican woman, she defaults to, "I'm a cook for you.
And
I'm a
listen,
clean
and
for
it's
you."
like the Virgin Mary. I mean, women are supposed to be they're supposed to give birth while being virgin.
Yeah.
Which is like impossible.
Such
It's
a-
like
Oh.
a biologically impossible thing to do.
One of these days
And
we're
you're
gonna do
holding women to a standard.
that. One of these days.
Well,
You put her.
What?
Okay.
What? In vitro.
yeah. I mean, well, Mary wasn't even a virgin, but that's a whole nother thing.
No, for sure she wasn't a
She
virgin.
couldn't have been a virgin.
You know what she was?
Hold on, I don't wanna get
You know what
into
Mary was?
that.
You know what Mary was?
A liar.
You know what Mary was? A Middle Eastern woman
Right.
who got caught,
Yes.
and now she needs to come up with a story.
Yeah. She's a liar.
And the story is, God did it.
God did it. Yeah.
Boom.
Honey, it wasn't me.
Boom. It wasn't me. I didn't fuck that guy. It wasn't me.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'll give her credit, man. She was quick on her feet.
She was quick on her feet. And I think a lot of women learned,
Yeah.
you know.
She has to be.
A lot of women learn what? To be quick on their feet?
Yeah, especially in like restrictive cultures like that,
Mhm.
you know, and to be expert liars.
Well, when you look at the Christianity, especially, and maybe it's getting too deep psychologically, but women don't have a good role. Even
No.
back to the beginning, what is the story of the Bible that starts with Eve fucks everything up? From the beginning, the Bible is like, women are dumb bitches.
Yeah, they came from our
They
rib.
came from our rib, and they like fucking eating apples when I told them not to.
They don't listen.
They don't listen, yeah. And they
And
fuck
they
up.
are temptresses.
And they are temptresses.
And
Well,
temptresses.
That will
Yeah.
bring men to evil.
To hell.
And they need to
yeah.
cover up.
They do. They need to
That's-
cover up. That's right, yeah.
I
And
think
so,
that's
yeah.
a really strong thing in Christianity. Is
Mhm.
really like that women are temptresses. I mean that's
Well,
that's
they
what we've been talking about a lot. When
Some
it comes
are.
To
Some are.
You know, what was she wearing? That's a whole I don't know, after effect of Christianity and the thought of what was she doing in order for him to do that.
And we were. Oh, go ahead.
Well, obviously, yeah, it's such a strong to be taught. I mean, that's how the Bible starts.
Yeah.
Women fuck up. So to be taught that from the beginning is like.
Like to be responsible for men's actions. Like a man does something and then their immediate thing is, well, what did the woman do in order for the man to do that? I mean, it's a very strong.
Yeah. Now, did Eve fuck up? Yes, she did. But it's Adam should be held responsible for his own actions.
Adam should be held responsible
Exactly.
for his own
For
actions.
for
And you know
listening
what?
to a
And
woman.
Eve should be given some credit for adding some fun.
Nah.
Right.
you know.
No, fun.
There they were in paradise. Nothing was happening.
No.
She finally, like, she went on an adventure. She
Well, the
took
credit-
a risk.
Let's give credit.
She was
due.
like, let's
give
have
credit.
some fun in here. Let's
No.
add some friction for Mike's
Yeah, friction.
That is some friction. But let's
You
give
know,
credit to
we
what credit
can't
is
have
due.
two wet pussies. We need friction, and that's
Somebody's
what
gotta have
we-
a dry pussy. Yeah, yeah. Dry ass pussy is overrated. No, it's underrated. But I will say, when we're talking about the Bible, Eve doesn't get all the credit. The credit, and I love talking about this, making this point. A lot of credit goes to the devil. He gets a bad rap, man. I mean, I remember thinking this in Sunday school when I learned that story. The devil comes in as a snake and tricks Eve into eating the apple, but he doesn't trick. What does he trick her with? The truth. He comes up to Eve and is like, "Hey, if you eat that apple, you're not gonna die." God lied in that scenario. God lied to Adam and Eve, said, "Hey, don't eat this or you're gonna die." The devil just was like, "Hey, fucking eat what you want."
You know what I think happened?
What?
I think the devil won.
He did.
I think the devil is really God.
That's actually.
That's my analogy. Is that it was what it was supposed to be was God was like, yo, I created a dick and you should play with it a lot. It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's very stress-free. Enjoy yourself.
Mm.
I've created a world where anything you want can be yours so long as you seek for it and enjoy yourself. And that sex thing, do it a lot. Because I love you people and I want you to make more people. Right? And then the devil came in and created religion. And was like, yo, man.
The devil created.
I'm God and I'm telling you, shame on you. Shame on you. Here's a story about me telling you I love all humans and watch me fuck with Abraham.
Oh my God, he fucked with
Watch
him
me
so
fuck with
hard.
Abraham.
He fucked with Abraham so hard.
Listen, I didn't go to Sundays. I didn't
Listen.
read any religious text. I grew up in Sweden. It's secular. I don't know anything.
So you don't know anything about it is so you don't know anything about the story of Abraham and him having to like decapitate his son.
Oh, I have heard that.
Yeah.
I have heard that. he
Yeah.
had to kill him.
That's my favorite. That's the one that got me to fucking start going, oh, I don't know if I like religion right now. Because in Islam, we have the same story.
It's so weird.
It's when my...
What's the story?
So this is, I'll tell you how my dad told me the story. So
Okay,
I had to
yeah.
go to the mosque, and then when we go to the mosque, all of a sudden, they're speaking Arabic, and I don't understand. I can't speak Arabic. Then we got back from it, and my dad was like, you know, I know you don't understand Arabic, but this is a very, very important story in the Quran and in the Bible. This is when God came to Abraham and he told Abraham, do you love me? If you love me, prove it. Take your firstborn son to the top of this mountain
Oh, yeah, I have heard that.
and cut his head off.
Oh, my God.
And then Abraham tells his son, sorry son, gotta do this because we love God. We gotta show God we love, so I have to sacrifice you.
Yeah.
Takes him up to the top of this fucking mountain, takes the axe, right? And goes to fucking chop his son's head off, and in the last minute, God swished it with a goat.
Oh, good. So
You proved to me that you loved me enough that you would do that I saved your son, and with magic, I replaced it with a goat. And I don't know about you, but after that, I was 13. When he told me that story, I had nothing but questions.
Oh,
That's
listen,
a lot of
that's
questions.
better. That's better than the story
Why is he a prankster? Why is he a prankster asshole?
Why
How's
is he
it?
a prankster?
God.
And why isn't God wanting people loving people more than him? I mean, that's sort of
That's another thing.
That's very
Egotistical.
Yeah.
egotistical, very ego,
That's very much.
Very male.
That's very. And it's also
very toxic,
toxic.
man.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's also very satanic when you think about it. Human sacrifice. You know what I mean? When I think of a human sacrifice, I think of people who worship Satan and they have blood drawn everywhere. But really, God in the Bible, straight up, several times was like, how much you love me, kill your son. And by the way, the story that I was taught, it wasn't magically switched by a goat. In the last second, God spoke to Abraham and was like, oh, hey, whoa, yo, no, I was just playing. Whoa, you about to do it?
Oh, that's how they did it in No, Arabs are dramatic, bro. We made that shit. We added some drama. You know what I mean?
But this, even though the balls and to make someone go, how much do you love me? Kill your son. And then at the last second go, I was just playing.
And now you want to know why we have
I'd like to hear
dictators.
that I have some godly qualities because I certainly have that. How much do you love me? A lot. And
Yeah. That's why I think God is a woman. Actually, I know he's got a lot of traits from masculinity, but he's also got a lot of feminine traits. God has to be the only God, the number one God. God is very jealous.
Yeah.
He's a jealous bitch.
Yeah.
Got to tell God you love him every day. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, in Islam, it was 5 times a day.
come on, that's a woman.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I need your attention.
Very female. Very
oh
female.
god.
Listen, when I
Toxic femininity.
I told you that story about me taking mushrooms and meeting that feminine energy in this guy.
That's God.
This was crazy. So I met this feminine energy in this guy, and
Yes.
I only called her the Mosquito Queen. That's what I called her. When I came back from that trip, I told my friend I met the Mosquito Queen because she was like kind of like
Mosquito.
feminine and sort of like morphed into insect. She had like wings coming out of her. Changed the whole trajectory of my life, right?
Yes.
This is what trips me out the most. 2 years after that trip, I go on Reddit.com and I try to research ayahuasca
Yeah.
to see if I can like go do an ayahuasca trip.
Yeah.
One of them had a post that said, "I had my first ayahuasca trip. Ask me anything." And the first question that got voted to the top was, "Did you see her?"
That is an interesting thing that I've read too about a lot of people's trips. When you trip at such a high level, there is a unanimous kind of experience that multiple people have. So what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So here's what trips me out. They called her Mother Ayahuasca, right?
Yeah.
Then
I heard about my mother ayahuasca.
So I'd never heard of that before. So I did an image search for Mother Ayahuasca, and every artist rendition, and I can show it to you later, is a picture, because I was looking up at the stars when I saw her face. Basically, the stars played connect the dots and made her face. All of the pictures is some woman floating and made up of the stars.
There's something there. And
So now I'm like, why the fuck are we all seeing the same thing? Why is it that I met this feminine energy up there, changed my entire life, gave me a blueprint when I came back, gave me an entire roadmap. This is what you have to do with your life. And then all of a sudden, 2 years later, I do a research and I find out everyone's seeing this bitch.
Everybody. It's
That's
such
the 5G.
It's probably 5G, yeah.
Huh?
5G radiation.
Oh, you think? Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. It's a massive hallucination.
Oh, we're having a mass hallucination from 5G. Fuck.
No.
That sounds plausible, though.
It might be, but I'll tell you.
Sorry.
I think drugs. I think that in the purest form. There's so many similar experiences from ayahuasca to heroic doses of shrooms to whatever it is. DMT.
Well, and even to people who meditate for 40 years. I mean, we all get to the same things, whether it's drugs,
it's different paths
surfing, meditation.
Not everyone sees her, but sometimes people see other things that other people see. Like if you take DMT, you'll see the machine elves and. So it's like, what the fuck is like to me? What trips me out is like, are we all seeing that because whatever we're seeing is real and is there, or is it that our brains are wired so similar that if you give the compounds and we go and our brain caves in on itself, we all see the same things, kind of.
As a reflection of
But the machine elves is very specific.
Have you seen them?
No, but I mean, I've read.
Do you want to see them?
A lot of.
I have
think
DMT.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's do it right now.
On camera?
Yeah.
You want to? Come on.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it only lasts like 15 minutes.
That'll be a whole different podcast.
You'll come back completely sober,
Yeah.
but you'll went to the 4th dimension.
I can't do that.
I'll do it if we do.
Oh wow, that's really.
I would love to see it. I would love to get somebody.
I'm not gonna do it.
I would love somebody to do DMT on camera. That would be fucking great.
I've never done any of that.
You have DMT?
No, I don't have DMT.
So how can I do it then?
Yeah,
You could find some.
We can find some.
I can give you some stuff and you can act like you're on DMT.
That's a really
Okay.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could pretend.
Okay, I don't have any, guys. It's not real.
It's not really.
Okay, police.
Yeah. Well, no, because they're watching.
Yeah, they're watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 people that are watching this, one of them's the cop.
Oh yeah.
I know there's an FBI agent that's been keeping track of it for a while.
Just waiting for me to like slip up and be like, he's gonna do it on his podcast. I know it.
Yeah.
And then they whoop and descend.
Man. Well, yeah, I'd be down maybe off camera.
Yeah. If you want to, man, we get off camera. It's Have you ever done psychedelics?
Yeah.
Mushrooms?
Yeah.
Acid? Mescaline? I've never done mescaline either. Have you?
No.
Have you done any psychedelics, Ree?
No.
None.
No.
Yeah.
I've never
She's
been
never
drunk.
even smoked weed.
You don't smoke weed?
I don't smoke weed. I've never been drunk.
Oh, you don't drink either?
Mm-mm.
You're a fucking spy.
Yeah.
What are you? You're a fucking spy.
I was sent from another planet, for
Yeah.
sure.
You've never been drunk?
Mm-mm.
You've never had any type of drugs or anything in your whole life?
No. No. I mean, if you don't count things that are
Caffeine.
caffeine and sugar. And,
Wow.
Yeah.
Does your family drink or do drugs?
Yeah. And they drink. I mean, we're Swedish. Everybody drinks.
Did you not drink because you just don't like it, or just did you see something when you were younger?
I
and
don't
you were
know. I just never started, and I just continued not drinking.
Oh wow! Are you
And then-
sure you're a comic?
I know, it's strange. And then I'm kind of it's now at this point I'm just like, it's been hard to kind of keep my feet on the ground as it is, you know. So this is.
You don't want to introduce.
I don't want to introduce. It's like, you know, it's hard to keep it straight anyway.
Isn't it weird that we live in a world where it's like that's the anomaly, meeting somebody who's never done anything?
Sober? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's crazy. The majority of people I know have done something.
Well, I don't think this is the case with Ree, but I've met people who don't do drugs because they are afraid of themselves, or because they haven't really gone deeper and they don't want to lose control.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I need to always be in control. Because if I have one sip of alcohol, I'll run down the street naked. Or, you know what I mean? So it's like, I've met a lot of that, but I don't know. If that's-
Or like what you said, they don't want to know themselves.
Oh, you'll get to know. Yeah, you do a healthy dose of shrooms.
You're gonna know
You're
yourself
gonna know something.
too much
Too much, yeah.
because your ego gets obliterated.
Oh, yeah.
Your ego is there to protect you, right?
Mhm.
It's like the guy's like, hey, no, we're not gonna pay attention to this. Oh no, you're not this. You're not
Yeah.
that. Then you take enough psychedelics, and then your ego's out of the picture, and then you just get like a rush of everything you really are.
Yeah, I can't
I've
wait.
heard that.
And then to yourself, you kind of like, there's a moment where you get, like, if you take enough, for me, like when I first started doing mushrooms, the first half of the mushroom trip was amazing. The second half of the come down was just me going, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
When's the last time you called your mom, you piece of shit?
Mhm.
You didn't even clean your room, you piece of shit. It's like so
Yeah.
many, like, you're mean to people. You're not nice.
Right,
You're not
right.
charitable. You're not this. And it's just all of a sudden all these skeletons start coming out.
Yeah, and that's what people are afraid of. So they just remain sober.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm afraid of.
Except for
I
drinking,
don't
though.
think so. Yeah.
So psychedelics, I think, open, but the drinking numbs it. Drinking does the opposite effect, where it inflates your ego to a point where you're like, I'm the fucking best. Nothing can stop me. I don't have any problems.
Yeah, but it's also a thing of control too. So drinking when you're inebriated, you kind of lose control of it.
Yeah, the frontal lobe, I think it is, the things that the sides that usually will say this is a bad idea gets numbed by alcohol.
Yeah, but then I think it's
I
just,
mean,
then
I
you're just
think
running
that
on
was
pure
definitely
ego.
When I was younger, I definitely think that was a part of it. I really was. I had an eating disorder when I was younger. I really wanted control. I think now I don't think that's so much it. Now the most exciting thing I get is I've been put to sleep for surgeries a few times. I love that.
You love that?
I
Yeah.
love that.
What do they give you?
You love being put to sleep
I love
for
being-
surgeries.
I love being put to sleep. I've been put to surgery 11 times. It's my best.
It's the only time she's experienced like any sort of drug.
Also, I got morphine for something that I had a surgery.
That felt good.
Oh my god.
That's like heroin. That's heroin.
Oh my god. I thought
It is heroin.
My friend who's a medical student picked me up afterward, and I said, I have to tell you, I don't understand why we don't all do morphine all the time. This is
Why don't we? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then 2 hours later, I was done with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love being put to sleep.
Do you like?
You should meet a guy named Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
He's a nice young man.
Some JELLO.
Who I think I would get along with. Yeah,
I don't need my drinks.
Swimmingly.
I need somebody who's gonna say, "I'll put you to sleep."
Yeah, I get it.
So hold on a second. You like being put to sleep because you like the feeling before you go to sleep? You like that
Yeah.
high before you go to sleep?
Yeah.
Euphoria.
It's like,
But
about
it's
10
very
seconds.
short-lived.
It's very, very, very short. It's about 10 seconds, and they usually make you count, and they try to talk to you because they want to hear how you really feel.
Yeah.
And it's like everything floats away. You just go.
Now you know why I take mushrooms.
Right.
That's just lasted for 6 hours.
Oh shit.
So you do that and you're like in it for 6 hours, and then it's all of a sudden you're just like, oh yeah. Yeah. But the problem is if you take just enough, you'll have a good time.
Oh yeah, microdose.
Not even microdose. If you just take enough, like
Enough
not
is
too
right.
much, just enough for you to feel like you're having a good time, you're tripping a little bit, the colors are kind of bright or
It's
whatever,
fun.
but the world's not melting and your ego is still intact.
It's fun.
Right?
It's a fun time.
It'll shave off just enough of your ego to just be really let loose, and you can laugh so fucking much if you take the right amount. If you take just a little bit over the fucking thing, get ready, because you just might learn things about yourself that you didn't want to learn.
We might learn things about the nature of reality.
Yeah, bro. Or you look at reality like you never looked at it before. Like things look more plastic and like, you know, moves in and out of space. Like you start contemplating, is this shit even solid?
Well, it's not.
It's not. That's the funny thing. So you're actually seeing it for what it is.
Yeah, it's not solid. Our brains are being tricked.
There's space in between everything.
Yes.
Everything, yeah, this isn't even solid.
It's just solid to us.
It's just atoms moving the whole time.
The whole time.
And it kind of lifts the veil.
And when you take enough mushrooms, you start seeing that in a visual representation. Things start melting, starts moving, and then you go like, it really gets you to start thinking like, what is reality?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's where I've lived my whole life. What is reality?
Really?
Yes.
Wow. So I want to see what you would be like on mushrooms.
Yeah, let's do some.
You want a microdose today?
Do you have shrooms today?
No, I don't have mushrooms, bro. The fuck?
Yo, let's pretend to microdose later.
Okay.
I'll do that. I don't know about DMT.
Oh, DMT. You know the good thing about DMT is, oh man, everyone just showed up now. So the regular people just all showed up. One of the guys, Robbie, just said for sure someone is cooking meth in that house.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a trap house, which is called a good old fashioned. Yeah, it's where you have where you trap people and you give them drugs.
Is that no? A trap house is just a drug house.
What is a trap house?
It's a drug house.
It's a drug house.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Fuck, man. I really want to see what you would be like on mushrooms. I wonder how you would be on, let's say, 1 gram, just 1 gram of mushrooms after eating a meal, not on an empty stomach, just 1 gram, like maybe just a part of a cap, and let it kick in on the beach.
I think you would enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sure I would.
You know I would. I do. That's why I love microdosing.
I love mine.
You know?
And it's healthy, and it's actually scientifically proven.
Yeah, it is. My friend is microdosing MDMA as therapy. She's doing MDMA therapy.
Oh wow! So she's got it's guided. So it's like
guided. So
yeah.
She does therapy every week, but then once a month she microdoses MDMA with the therapist, sort of watching her.
I hear with the right like therapy, it could really be beneficial because they're finding out like MDMA, and then I think also they found out like psilocybin. They were using that in treating veterans with PTSD. That's where they really started making, and they found that it expedited the therapy, like it pushed it even faster. Oh yeah.
The body keeps the score.
Yeah.
It goes over not only this. It talks about a lot of different ways of therapy, but it talks about the effectiveness of MDMA and also neurofeedback and how it's helping people with PTSD.
Hold on, these guys are saying that they can't hear you. Is it true, guys? You can't like hear these other people because like on here it's saying that I can. They say that they're hearing you through my microphone only. Oh, that's because that. How about that, guys?
What?
Oh, I'm such an idiot.
What?
Oh, did we have my mic turned off?
No,
I don't think
had
so.
it. I had it set up wrong in here the whole fucking time for the last 44 fucking minutes, man.
Oh, really? Oh,
fuck, man. I'm sorry, guys. That was like the biggest mistake I've ever made on this thing. So the entire time it was playing the microphone from the fucking laptop.
Oh, no, not from that. Okay.
No,
but do you
man.
have this audio?
No, I'm not recording. I just
Damn.
fucking recorded into this. That pisses me the fuck off, man. Shit.
Damn.
Damn, bro.
And we were giving such gold.
Yeah. Well, let's just
It was
Do it
like
again.
just in a once in a
Do it
lifetime
again?
experience.
Fuck, man.
How will we ever reach these heights again?
Now, you know what pisses me off about this is that now I'm going to put the audio up and then it's going to be shitty for the first 44 minutes.
Oh God.
I know, man. Fuck. I mean, that's what I get, man. Like I'm doing this mobile.
Yeah.
So sometimes, man, it's like just last minute you do it mobile and then it like, you fucking have dumb mistakes like this, driving to San Diego and then try to set up in time. I'm sorry, guys. I'm glad that fucking Bolty, my old Marine buddy, stuck through that whole fucking thing.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. But then all
Yay
these other
for
guys came in.
Balti.
What's that?
I said yay for Balti.
Yay for Bolty. Yeah.
Where is Balti? Is he in Detroit?
No, I forget. I think he's moving to Florida, man. He's gonna. He's like. Now he's talking about like he's gonna spend his time, using his metal detector to get rich.
Oh,
On
really?
the beach somewhere. Yeah, he's retiring or some
Great.
shit.
Wow, that's a great
That sounds
strategy.
awesome. Yeah.
I know you've been telling me, Robbie. I get it, bro. It's just that it's just you get engaged in conversation with people, and then you kind of forget that there was one switch you had to click. You piece
Oh.
of shit.
Oh man.
Are the people in the background chatter batting? What the hell does that mean?
What's a chatterbat?
No, they're playing chess in the background.
Oh,
Maybe.
are they playing chess? Yeah, they're playing chess back there. Yeah. Fuck, man. Arizona is in my future, is what Bolty says.
Oh, well.
Mm.
And that's where he's going to get rich from the...
I guess, man. He's gonna go around with his metal detector and live a sad life.
Mm.
Or get rich, find some buried treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he does. I don't know, man. To me, I think that's amazing that people can lose themselves in something like that. You know?
Yeah.
When you can lose yourself in something is fucking great. But like that would kind of like make me mad, like to go out and then like maybe find a Rolex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't ever find something, then it is a little bit like teasing. I don't like to be teased. I like to climax at some point.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're always looking for a Rolex or something and you never find it, that might be a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I
I'm
was-
just thinking you just go and go and go until you die. I suppose if you die, you don't know you never climaxed.
That's true, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
always the idea.
right.
Yeah.
It's the
you
hope
know?
that
Yeah,
keeps you
that's-
going.
Yeah. A lot like that's how heaven works.
Really?
Well, when you
That's how
the idea of when you believe in heaven until you die, and then if heaven doesn't exist, you're dead.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Well, that's the thing. That's the beauty of religion and
Right.
belief and faith. It's like what it does to us while we live. It doesn't matter
Mhm.
if it's true or not.
Yeah.
Do we feel better for believing something?
Right.
I think there's science behind how they like they can like measure some people's like if people believe and stuff like
Yes.
their strength is stronger or
Oh yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
like the help of prayer, meditation, belief, just whether true or not doesn't matter. People, just the practice of it
The mind
gives you
is,
strength and
yeah,
the brain
for
is
sure.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I kind of wish I still had. That part of my like upbringing with the religion is that like if I think back to like especially when I was in the Marines and I was younger and I really believed in God and stuff like that. I think I was very like almost too confident in life. You know?
Yeah. You can't be too confident in anything. Anybody.
do you not believe in the mosquito woman lady now?
I'm still agnostic about that too. You know what I mean? To me, it's like I want to believe that thing that I saw when I was tripping is real because other people are seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, I question: is it real, or is it that our brains are wired very similarly?
Do you pray to her?
No.
Okay, it was just a question.
I don't think I need to pray
I don't
to
think you
her.
need to pray.
It was just
I've been chasing her,
okay. Well, isn't that praying then?
I guess, but with mushrooms.
That's
so I'm
isn't that
trying-
prayer? Why is that not prayer?
I guess not. I went back to Indonesia for the full moon party again.
See,
Took mushrooms then.
I would argue that
Almost
could be.
saw her, but I didn't really see her like I did, because when I saw her that first time, it was just like fucking so vivid. I've never tripped that vividly before.
I would say that's prayer. I said go back doing the full moon party and doing mushrooms again. I would say that's prayer.
I think it's a form of prayer.
I think that's what mushrooms is. I think mushrooms is, for me, like when I microdose or if I take a little bit, it's a form of like religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I do take it,
Absolutely.
I take it for a reason.
Intent is the, I think, most important thing. With
When you
drugs,
take
When you
psychedelics.
take the intent.
Especially
behind it.
psychedelics. And you got to feel good that day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can't feel shitty.
You can't wake up on the wrong side of the bed. There's been many times because I've learned my lesson where if you're feeling like shitty and insecure today and then you take mushrooms, it's just going to amplify that.
I feel that was
It's-
true with any drug.
I was going to ask.
No,
me who
psychedelics
don't.
more so.
Oh, really?
Psychedelics way more, yeah.
Okay.
For me, I can't do any drug really. If I'm
Alcohol?
on, like I can't drink. No, because everything is worse.
I was gonna say being around people who feel bad and around who drink. That's terrible. They cry and anger
Well,
and
yeah, depending. I guess the person, everyone's different. There was a guy
Yeah.
that was in the Marines, man. He's still my friend, but then I haven't seen him in years. And then I just saw him like 3 years ago. And he's still the same dude. I'm like, dude, we're in our 40s and you're still like going through like blackout crying fits.
Oh, that's
You know, like he
that's
gets to a point where he
awful,
gets
yeah.
drunk and then all of a sudden he's like, my dad.
My
Oh.
dad. Yeah.
You know.
He's like, bro, you baby, that's cool if you're like in your 20s, but like,
Yeah, and I understood it when we were in our 20s.
yeah, that makes sense. That's the time to do it.
That was the time where I just have to just yell at him. I just yell
Right.
at him like the fuck. I didn't know what to say to him.
But some
Stop
people-
crying.
Some people never grow.
no, that's not it, Mike. Sick. This is a safe place to cry.
I was in the Marines and I was 19
This
years
is a
old.
safe
It's not.
place to cry.
I was trying to make out with this girl at a party, and then the whole party comes to a crashing halt. This will happen all the time because he's in the bathroom flipping the fuck out. And now he's ruining the mood, and I
Yeah.
got to go in there and be like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm this close to getting my dick sucked. Shut the fuck up.
Relax. Yeah.
I'm 20. I'm not worried about safe space. Here, I'll give you a safe space. Get the fuck out of this house.
Yeah. Leave. Yeah, you're bringing it down.
Yeah, for real.
That's
Is that toxic masculinity?
no. That's normal.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. You're
Okay,
ruining the
I'm
mood.
asking.
Is okay? It was me yelling at him toxic, or was him
I don't-
destroying the mood of the party toxic?
That's toxic masculinity. Him destroying the mood of the party is absolutely toxic.
That's toxic. It's not even toxic masculinity. It's just
It's
toxic.
toxic. Yeah.
Okay, right. That's toxic
Because people are toxic sometimes.
People what?
People are toxic sometimes. Yeah. That's toxic
Yeah.
behavior.
Some of
You
us can be
ruin-
toxic sometimes.
Yeah.
There's sometimes I have to catch myself. You be stressed out or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're just
Yeah.
saying something mean to someone.
Absolutely.
And you're like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fucking say that. It's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just
But not-
being weak right now.
Not everyone can catch themselves.
As I get older, I'm catching myself more and more, man.
Yeah.
But then you still fall into it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Sometimes you'll fall into it.
Yeah.
You know, but then I think like, especially when you do it to the other person, if you can like let them know, yo, that's fucked up, and this is why, I think that hopefully will fix it. So long as you like really mean it.
Yeah.
What we were talking about last time about dating, man. I only date, like I said, I only date girls that just like they don't like if they like the last two girlfriends I like got into a serious relationship with, they would not rectify any things that they did wrong. They would just deflect and make the story about why you're doing shit wrong.
Mm.
That's what people do. Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
people do? You think that's everyone?
I think everyone does it, but there's a trait that I've seen in a lot of, I think, women, but guys deflect too.
But I don't think that's a female thing. I think that's
but
a
that's
people thing.
Well, but that's according to the rules of gender toxicity.
Yeah.
If gender does something more, then we can add whatever gender does that thing more and label
Yeah,
it.
but I don't see women deflect more than men.
You don't see it, but it happens.
I think it's because
I-
we're straight.
Yeah, you
I
don't
think
see it.
I
It happens a
date
lot.
women.
Right, and you
I
don't
don't
date women.
men.
Exactly.
And I date men who
Exactly.
deflect.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's just
Yeah.
women. I'm not.
It's
I
not.
never said that.
No. But women do it. But I didn't say it either. But because some men do things that
women
are toxic.
Do women? Hold on a second. Do women do it more, or is it just you're more engaged on that level with women than
Yeah.
you are with men?
I think so.
I think that if you were a woman engaging with more men at that level, you'll
Yeah.
start seeing the same fucking
Yes.
thing, man.
Absolutely.
Because I got like
Yeah.
platonic female friends, and when I like cue them for like answers on stuff, a lot of the times, like I had to learn through other women. Because like it's like I think it's easy to fall into that trap. Like if you're like a girl, be like, oh, this is how men are.
Yeah.
And then
It's so
if
easy.
you're a
It's
man,
really
if you're straight man, you're
tired.
like, oh, this
Yeah.
is how women are.
It's such a tired.
But
thing.
then like when I talk to like more people,
Right.
like especially more girls, like we'll talk about like past relationships, right? And they will tell me about a relationship where they were dating a man who was basically this other girl that I did
Yeah.
the same fucking
Exactly.
shit.
It's the
Right,
same
yeah.
thing.
And
We
in
just
my
have-
mind, I
Yeah.
was like, is it only fucking girls that are like, hey, I need you here with me right now? Because I was always like, you know, like at one point, like, oh my God, I get these girls that just get clingy, right? So in my mindset,
Right.
I'm like, oh, that's like a woman thing. And then I
It
have
can
like
mostly
platonic
be a
female
woman
friends. They
thing.
got all
Yeah.
kinds of clingy guys. I just keep fucking dealing with clingy guys. Like as soon as like the first date, all of a sudden he's like,
Well,
I
one
love
doesn't
you, and
negate
Yes,
the other.
exactly.
One
I
doesn't
need
negate
you,
the
and
other.
I want
Yeah.
to cuddle. And
Right. But the existence of clingy guys doesn't necessarily mean that it is the same amount.
Oh,
well,
so
that's what I'm saying.
This is hilarious, bro. Because you're wearing glasses, you look like you're fucking spitting out legit fucking data points. You know what I mean? I feel like he's coming at me with science. Because you're
But it's
so
not. I agree with you. I think that it's just what you, and also
It's what
we
you
deal with
experience,
what we're a result of personalities, right? Like if I feel like I'm with people that deflect a lot, it might be a reflection of me, right? What am I attracting? And so that's
Yes.
my experience. So then I
Yes.
go,
Yeah.
well, men deflect or whatever. I mean,
Right.
because but I don't. I
Yeah.
really think it's not. I don't think deflecting is a gender
No.
thing.
No,
I don't
fuck
think.
no,
I
it
don't think.
isn't.
I don't think clinginess is a gender
No,
thing.
no.
I think the expression of it can look different. Like I think that men often are taught it's more okay to show anger. Women are often taught it's okay to show sadness. So the deflection can come with sadness, anger,
Right.
and or the clinginess comes
Yeah.
in women kind of putting on a sad face, and
Yeah.
men might like be clingy and it might get aggressive if they don't get what
Right,
they want.
Stalk or
Yeah.
shit like
It's
that.
co-
It just
it comes
looks
out in
different.
different ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way we've.
Could also come out in similar ways too. So I
It
think
can.
there's a
Yeah,
whole
some-
spectrum.
yeah.
Well, I just find it interesting that we have agreed that people can be toxic. We've agreed that toxic masculinity exists, but no one can pinpoint toxic femininity. It's like it has to exist. One can't exist without the other. So where is the toxic in women?
Well,
and how
of
does
course,
it
but that
express
has it. But the toxic femininity, or has been talked about a lot. I mean, we've been taught.
Has it?
Yes, it's just not given that name. But what women have been taught, which is what we're talking about, toxic masculinity, having to do with what men are taught, having to live up to a gender role that's uncomfortable for men. It maybe has to do with not showing feel or not having a say, having to put their feelings inside, not being able to say, being vulnerable in a certain place. And women, on the other side, having been told you're cute and just don't say anything, that is toxic. That's being
And women are toxic to each other too. That's a whole other thing. Because
Well,
guys can
so
kinda
are
like,
men.
Listen, it's a whole different thing. All right, and a perfect example is Hillary Clinton. Okay,
Okay.
guys can come together and vote for a guy, even if we don't fuck with that guy. But women, for some reason, most women voted for Trump.
And that's another thing
Wait,
where
wait,
people
wait.
talk about.
Most
White women.
overall women.
Most white women, black women voted obviously heavily against Trump. But
Man, see what I'm saying? The glasses got me going.
no, that's
This is
true.
a
No, that's
real-
true. No, that's a that's a real number.
So the majority of white women voted
But
for Trump.
no,
They did not vote for Hillary, and I hear it all the time from other women that women are terrible to them.
But that has to do with it. That's what, at least when
Is
you
it like
study
a-
groups, is
Yeah.
that when you say that people that are, in this case, men
Right.
are superior, are sort of having more power than women.
So
And then
women-
what you say
oh,
is that
yeah.
the group
Right.
underneath will
Yeah.
always be toxic toward each other because
they're
they're fighting
clawing
they're
their way
clawing their way up.
Oh, that's right.
So that's at least how it was explained to me.
That's a good way to put it. I just fear that we're living closely. We're going to come up into a world very soon where it is not safe to be a man. And I'm afraid of that.
I think it's exciting.
I'm excited
do.
too.
I think
I
it's
mean,
exciting.
We need a safe space for men.
there
All
do
right?
need there
Fuck
has
that.
to be.
Then we'll no longer have men. That's how we make men, because there's no
No,
safe
I'm saying
space.
we need a safe space.
That's what made.
No, I'm saying we need a safe space for men to be men. It is slowly decreasing the space where.
Well, so
it is
okay, hold
to
on
be
a second.
man.
What is it to be a man then?
I'll tell you this.
Oh shit! Here we go. You
Oh,
wanna fucking
shit.
break it down, man. Fuck.
Here, let me say this. All right. I'll say this
Trey
by
X.
first. Yeah.
Trey X.
First, I'll throw some examples that I've noticed in the world and society, how it is being skewed away from straight men, more towards women and gay or whatever it is, just away from straight men. Bathrooms are a perfect example, right? I'll walk into a place more often than not, and this might sound like a joke, but it's actually, and I don't really care, but I've noticed this. I'll see a bathroom for men, and then I'll see a bathroom for women, and then I'll see a bathroom for women and anything else except men. Literally a sign that says anyone but men.
This is L.A., bro.
Oh, I
have never seen a bathroom like
what I'm
that.
saying
It's
is
a Disneyland
that
for liberals.
Well, wait a minute, because that is exactly the kind of thinking that doesn't just drive LA, but it drives politics at the highest level. They're bowing to that sort of.
For so long in this country, man, it's always been a game of divide and conquer. And at any given point in time, we always have some group that we all collectively crowd around and go, "Hey guys, that group sucks, right?"
And now it's men.
And now it's
Now
white
straight men.
It's
white men right now, but it will
and
very
white
quickly.
people.
It
Very
will
like
very-
white. It's very like that was first.
Yeah.
You know, and that's still there.
Well, here's the thing.
You know?
It will very quickly go from white men to all men of color, all men in general.
Well, I think it's all men now, but
When
it's
do
really
we
like
use-
right now it's like white too on top of it, man.
Right.
In terms of like us coming together, because like after 9/11, it was people who look like me.
Right, yeah.
And I literally thought that, oh man, that,
Yeah.
that we're the last people that we're going to be racist to. Like we're going to move on to the aliens next, right?
Well,
But-
white people are also going to be the minority pretty soon.
I know.
So
You
that's
look
a
forward
part
to
of it.
that.
I
know
do.
you're
I
looking-
have a lot of.
You're steadily working
a
towards
lot of
that
jokes.
too.
I am. Hey, listen. Yeah, I do my part.
But my thing is fuck. What the fuck was the point that I was trying to make? But yeah,
You were saying about men,
I got distracted.
white men.
Oh yeah. That this is all the game that is that we're like we're constantly being so this is America right now, okay? Most people in America are like this. Hey, I'm liberal, or hey, I'm Republican, or conservative, and it's like I got my ear to the ground and I'm listening for what the group says is cool to defend right now. What's cool right now, right? Before it was like not cool to say free Palestine. Not cool.
It is. Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it is. And now my white liberal friends are kind of like, yeah, you know, it's kind of messed up what's going on. It's like, oh, dude, you sound like me circa 2002. While
They
you were
just-
like,
that's-
while you were looking at me like I might be anti-Semitic for saying this shit,
Yeah,
right?
they wait for social cues.
So people, they wait for social cues, is what I'm saying. So like right now, like what we're seeing is it's more about it's what's cool, and right now what's cool is to
the shit on white men.
gender,
Right, gender.
right? Be there, like
Men
oh
suck.
yeah, men suck. You're a he him or a she
Yeah,
her
yeah.
or a zip zap.
It's toxic.
So that's so like going off what your point. I just think it's like it's the fad. That's all it is.
It
bro.
is a fad, and I just fear that if we don't fight against it, we won't have a bathroom at all, and
Well,
we'll have to
I
take a
think
shit
I think the
outside.
positive side is we'll get to a point where there's no such thing as a
gender?
bathroom. I think that's
Right.
fucking stupid.
It can all be just a bathroom.
It'd just be a bathroom. If we had like 4 bathrooms, but they were all like anybody who could use it.
I think so, but I don't see that. I see.
I see places doing that more now.
Yeah,
I
I
hope
see a
so.
lot. I see
Yeah.
a lot.
I'm seeing a
of
lot of
that.
all gender.
Yeah, me
like
too.
that's like the quick fix. The quick fix is because listen, man, in a business, you don't want that many bathrooms.
No.
You don't want to add another. That's a lot of money. You know what I mean?
It's too. Yeah.
So
You
what?
want-
So the quick hack for businesses, and I think that's the path of least resistance, which I think the trend's gonna go, is just non-gender specific
Yeah.
bathrooms, unisex or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, too, is women's bathrooms are a lot nicer than men's,
Yes,
generally speaking.
generally speaking. But I have cued some women, and they have told me, like, so for example, I remember a while ago, I told one of my female friends, I was like, yo, I go into a men's bathroom, there's a chance that I'm gonna open a stall, okay, and there's going to be shit everywhere. Like the man took a shit, right, and their asshole is the size of a dinner plate. And it
just
was just
everywhere.
like it had no way of aiming, and it just splattered everywhere.
Oh, man.
And then I hear girls saying, "Oh no, that happens in our bathrooms too." And I can't help but think that's a guy doing it in your bathroom.
It probably is.
You
But-
know?
But even if it's not, women are neater in general. And men, when they piss, it's messy. So you're talking about just shitting.
Some men, some days, your dick is not aiming where you want it to aim.
It's going everywhere.
Sometimes just very
Yeah.
seldom that might happen.
Those days, yeah.
Especially if
it
you were
happens.
like just fucking, you know, if you just had sex,
Yeah.
it could like it fucks up with the aim.
Yeah, it's out of control.
You know about that, right? Come on, everyone knows about that. Bree?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well,
Yeah, because I remember it was in wasn't it in the movie? What was the movie where Jim Carrey? Fuck, where he had those two black sons in the movie.
what? Two black sons? I don't think.
Yeah. Me, myself, and Irene. Yeah. So
yeah.
like the first time he fucks Irene, he wakes up in the morning. He doesn't remember because he was blacked out, and then he goes to take a piss. And as he's taking
goes
the piss,
everywhere.
the
Oh.
piss stream goes sideways,
Oh.
and he goes, "Did I have sex last night?" Like that's when he like realized. That's when he like confronts her and is like,
Yeah.
because that's a typical thing. Because like that cum will get like crusted up in there, and it will like fuck up
Oh.
the spray
Oh, interesting. That's what it is.
Really?
Okay.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
That sounds about right.
You know. So,
I-
anyways,
I didn't know.
in terms of that's why we have urinals, because man, some guys will just go out there and it's just like I'm pissing on the toilet on the fucking paper towels or,
Yeah.
the toilet paper. So yeah,
It's hard being a man. I think we've established that.
yeah, it's
We
really
go through a
hard,
lot
Reed,
of-
to be a man.
Yeah,
I hope
we-
you really realize how
There's a
hard
lot
it
of
is.
challenges
Sure.
that come with having a penis.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
The compassion I have is
Like,
that men are becoming less and less functional and are sort of becoming less and less relevant. And I have some compassion for that women have found more relevancy in the last years. Like women have expanded. They from
You're ruining the world.
yeah.
That's basically what you're doing.
and men
much.
in
Yeah,
that,
pretty
while
much.
women expand, men are just having less and less relevance. There's less for them to do. They're becoming less useful. And yeah, I think there's time to like update what's man, you know.
What's the update?
What's the updated man?
I think the update in man is being more like Elon Musk.
yeah.
Like,
I
you know,
think you're right.
I think the thing is, like we were talking about this earlier, is like men were a utility for survival.
Yes.
Like a very powerful utility. Like we were
Yeah.
there to
well,
like
we
really.
still are, but we're not.
But now we
It's
have
not as
technology.
much.
We're creating
Right.
technology.
But men are even at the forefront of that.
Yeah, that's true. There's a very good point. You know, like you know, there's a comic book that's amazing, a graphic novel. I don't know if anybody maybe in this room might have read it. It's called Why the Last Man. The letter Y, the last man, and it's like this like dystopian world where one day people wake up and every male mammal on the planet drops dead.
Okay.
They all of them drop dead, and now the women are left with the modern world
Yeah.
and with no men.
Okay.
And it was written really freaking well and like very plausible. And like there's one man that turns out that he's alive. He's the only one that's alive, and no one knows why.
This guy.
And it's like there's a story through him of dealing with this dystopian world that's changing, and now the women are like separated into groups. Some of them are like Amazonian,
Right.
The other ones are like, but then one defining factor that they all have a problem with is the electricity grid goes down.
Oh, really?
You know,
they can't work the thermostat.
Who
Who works the thermostat in this world? They must be
I'm not laughing. I'm just saying I'm not laughing.
Come on, we're
There's
having
nothing
fun.
funny
This is
about
funny.
this.
He doesn't
I'm not-
mean it.
I know.
It doesn't mean it. We're just having fun. No, but so
No,
like
go
you're following these people in the United States and how they're handling it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was written really well. And there were like would go to these cities, and like, you know, there was one story where the woman's like, you know, we need to figure out how to get the electricity grid back up,
Yeah.
and everything's like, so because it was all men that were running that shit, and it was really smart how they brought in women that were well versed in military and
Right.
everything. Israelis.
Ah.
The
Because
Israelis, they were the
yeah.
militarized section
Absolutely.
and the go-getters and and they knew how to run everything.
Well, and that's
it was really good writing, I thought, in terms of like
good writing, and it's what happened in the U.S. during the Second World War, and it happened in Europe during the wars too. When men went off to war, women started to learn jobs.
Same thing in the United States, yeah.
Yeah, and started to learn jobs that they didn't know before, and so men are becoming less relevant.
They weren't better at it; they just did it efficiently.
They just did it efficiently, also, and that's what I'm saying. Like women have expanded, and men, like we were talking about like, in the car. I'm going. Men are now having to update themselves too, and going. Okay, it's not enough that I'm just a strong person who can carry the groceries. I have to be able to hold a conversation, because a woman can figure it out with the groceries. She can have them delivered at her door.
Yeah.
She doesn't need me to
How
carry
dare
them.
you? You saying that men cannot hold a conversation? What the fuck have we been doing here for an hour and 10
You've
minutes?
been doing great. You're a very updated man, Mike.
Yeah. We got some updates. But here's the thing.
Holy shit, dude.
Here's the thing.
I'm updated.
There's things that
I got the newest firmware.
That's right.
There's things that men in general can be updated with, but there is still things that, and maybe women will one day catch up to it, but I just wonder.
Oh shit.
No, I just wonder, in the spirit of inventing things and technology and pushing us forward, men are at the forefront of it right now. Now, that is not to say that women could never be it, and that's not to say that there aren't very smart women who are inventing. But we're talking about
but I'm also just wondering about the accuracy of what you're saying.
Speaking of inventing,
Yeah.
Speaking of inventing,
yeah.
Talk about male ingenuity.
Okay.
What Jason Bacon brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck robots.
Right.
We are inventing you out of existence. How's that?
Yeah, I know.
Listen, we are.
So maybe it's just a war of the genders where we're just trying to invent each other out of existence.
Maybe.
Women are just. Yeah. Ballerina Solanas wrote the book Scum, Society for Cutting Up Men.
Yeah.
She started in the 80s and ended up in a madhouse. Now but I think maybe that's when she started. Now women have been into it for 40 years, trying to invent a world where we don't need men. And now men are catching up with fuck robots, going, the only thing women do that we need is fucking.
Yeah. I think it's true though.
So men are gone in one generation.
But here's the thing though. Women have had fuck robots way before we had. You guys had vibrators.
I know.
For a
We
while.
already. We
And it's like you guys are the ones that are really fucking shallow. It's just like we want the body. We want the body. We want the hair. We want everything. You just want the bullet, right?
That's
Isn't that
right.
what it's called? Isn't it called the bullet?
Right.
The womanizer or the bullet or
The womanizer. There's a one called the womanizer.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious. Really? That's what it's called?
I think. Am I wrong?
It's a vibrator
No.
called the womanizer.
I think so. I think it's called the womanizer.
That's fucking.
So it's interesting. As I go down the list of top inventions of society for the
Okay,
world.
before you do that.
I'm noticing a trend.
Oh man.
I'm noticing a trend. Here.
Before you do that,
Go ahead.
I'm just wondering at what years we're looking, because I think if
I'm looking in history.
Yeah,
at
because
all
I'm
in
going.
history.
If we go more
Right.
than I'd say
Right.
100 years back,
Yes.
women would not be getting credited for the inventions that they were doing. So they would
I
use
think-
fake names.
I
and
think a part of it is and
I think you might have a point there, especially like in
no,
like
you're right. Here's the thing, but
Middle East.
But I do not think that the people you're talking about represents enough to represent your point. Maybe a couple more percentage, but what I'm saying, and I think there's a
maybe
problem.
weren't going to school and maybe weren't getting the opportunity.
That is what I was about to say. Now, this is not a personal attack on the intelligence of women. It is a statement of
I
a
agree
fact.
with this. I think I think what you're saying is like, so from like what I was trying to say in the car, and I think we got sidetracked, was I think women and men have evolved through millions of years of doing the cookie cutter same shit, right? Which mold us into being what we are now, right?
Yes.
And I think that opening things up for more women in future generations to not be hindered by that societal like jail,
Right.
That women would probably now start to evolve.
Yep.
One day.
producing even more women as we go.
Absolutely.
To where it's
plausible.
going to be like,
Yes.
the amount of inventors that are females are going to be skyrocketing.
100% plausible in the possible near future, but as it stands right now, that is not the case. But I agree, and I encourage it. Listen,
the thing is going to get easier to invent things as we keep going forward.
technology-
And computers.
yeah. Oh, how far we've advanced in the last, 5 years? We've done like 10 years.
And it's not
of-
to say that like women are not inventing fucking shit.
They are.
man.
They are. They are. We're just
Especially
speaking
now
in
at a
general.
fucking staggering amount, you know?
We're just speaking in
Especially coming up with
generalities.
ideas for things that fill in the void of
Yeah.
what women are constantly not seeing there for them.
Exactly.
You know what I
We're
mean?
finally
Yeah.
starting to talk about birth control for men. Who knew?
Right.
Great.
Turns out
Did a
that
woman
would-
do that? Or was it a man?
That would be great if a woman made that, bro.
Oh,
It
yeah.
would be great,
It's
but
in
it
the
We should
probably
get
is
the
a
we
man.
should get the two creators to fuck and come up with that baby and see what that baby comes up with.
Yeah, that would be great. Well, it's probably a man that invented that, right? Birth control for men?
No.
It was a woman.
I think so, but I
I'm
mean,
sure.
there is
No,
birth control for men. I
men?
mean,
It'd be
you can-
awesome if it was a woman.
It'd be
first
awesome if
of
it
all,
was a
there is
woman.
birth control. You can
poetic
sterilize
justice.
yourself as a man and have it be non-sterilized afterwards. It's so strange to me that not more men sterilize themselves. That's just
I don't necessarily want kids, but at the same time, there's something that in my head's like, if I have to restrict the amount of like sperm or whatever, I kind of feel like it's gonna cause problems for sexual reasons. And then not only that, I'm kind of like open to the idea of, hey man, if I have a kid,
yeah, but
I'm gonna have to
but
fucking
you
show
can,
up.
You can undo it. Yeah, like you can zip it and then unzip it.
Vasectomies.
you're talking about a vasectomy.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were gonna teach me something new.
No, vasectomy.
Vasectomy, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vasectomy
That
is
also is, I heard, sometimes not reversible in some cases. Like
In
they
some
can't
cases, yeah.
reverse it. You know, to me, man, my pull-out game is on point.
Oh, yeah.
On point. I haven't had a kid.
I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah.
I just.
Well, it's a
Well,
skill.
condoms are also another thing.
Condoms are something.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I guess, I mean, when we're talking about birth control and birth control pills and IUDs,
Yeah.
and how women have fought it for years.
Well,
I mean,
I think the
how-
point. I think the
how
point.
the-
I think the point that you're making is that I think it's probably more hormonally detrimental to a female to be doing that hormonal fucking like
Yes.
hijacking of her system
yes.
to not get pregnant by us, who we could just do it without having to manipulate our hormones. We
Right.
just have to like put a
Yeah.
zipper, as
Yeah.
she would say.
Zip it up.
I think that's a good point. You know, I don't know how this birth control for men work and what type
I
of
don't
side
know
effects
either.
are in that.
I've only heard that it's been in research phases, but I've heard that for a couple of years.
You know, and it's
Yeah.
funny that you bring that whole thing up about the birth control, because me, honestly, my first question is like, what is it going to do to my hormones?
Right. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
What type
And, then,
of,
and
uh,
that's what
gonna
women's
happen.
been asking
You know?
themselves for.
You know,
Yeah.
Well, I looked up the best, the number one, the top birth control for men. Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Capri pants. It doesn't affect your hormones at all.
Capri pants,
pants,
bro. I
yeah.
gotta
Yeah,
look that
Capri-
shit up,
Capri
man.
pants, man.
You talking about some old school shit?
Yeah, capri pants. They're out there. We're making a comeback.
Are they really?
I see people. Well, hipsters.
Do you remember? I don't know if you remember. Were you around for Z Cavarici?
No, what's that?
Ugh. Capri pants, bro. I'm like looking at pictures of capri pants. I'm getting mad. I don't really care about this this phase of like whatever. I like yoga pants are cute. Jeans are cute.
Yeah. Oh, I do use a
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, you gotta go take a piss? Go ahead, bro. We'll probably do like another 10 minutes, then we'll close it up. Get a burrito. Guys, I am really sorry again that I fucked up. The audio, man. I gotta get on top of my game. I need to make a checklist. Is what I need to do.
That's a good idea.
You know, that's typically what I do. 'Cause I'm very military. I typically wouldn't have like a checklist and an operation order. You know,
That's
and
right.
just recently, so much has been going on. I really haven't like had the time. Other things are taking priority. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Than me sitting down, coming up with the operation order sheet for
I'm
this.
surprised you don't have an operation order sheet. That's a very male name of a checklist.
That's like a military name, I think.
Yeah,
I just
maybe.
came up with that. You know,
Operation
I don't know.
order
Plan of
checklist.
action or
Plan of action. Yeah.
Checklist. You know, like
Yeah.
pilots have a checklist that they methodically have to go through.
Right.
They have to check every little part of their systems before they can like go.
Yeah.
You know, that type of shit.
Right.
My thing is though, what I'm looking forward to is I might be buying a house, so I applied for a loan to see.
Oh.
Yeah, and I might be buying something in LA.
Oh wow. Cool.
Yeah. And I'm excited to be able to have 2 bedrooms
Yes.
or maybe more, so I can have just one office
Yeah.
where everything is set up,
Yes.
and I don't have to keep messing with the system all the time.
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, so you're gonna have one as an office. I thought you could rent one room out.
I don't like. Man, you know, I'm a type of guy,
You need your own space.
bruh. I love being able to just walk around in my place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not have to be bothered by people.
God,
I would
great.
be able to do it if I had like a big enough lot where I can build a guest house in the back.
Yeah.
So then they have their own little home
Yeah.
that they can rent, and they're nowhere in the vicinity of
Got
me
it.
walking around with my dick out. If I want that.
Yeah. If you wanted to do that, you wouldn't be able to have an Airbnb guest.
Yeah. You know.
That would be in the reviews for sure.
Yeah. Bad.
Actually, you might get reviews from your dick in the reviews.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'd
you
be
know,
good.
a woman's like, his
Then
dick was
I'll
out.
go
It was-
straight to super host.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
get like
exactly.
super host
Yes.
status.
Yeah.
The amenities were okay.
Yeah.
The bed was kind of hard, but I'll tell you, the dick, top notch, 5 stars.
Unforgiving.
Yeah.
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 I see. Yeah, but an office, and there you could have your order checklist or whatever you called it.
I would-
Order.
I would at least have like the podcast set up
Yes.
to where there's really no other setup. Everything's just set up. So I wouldn't have to deal with, oh, I forgot to hit this switch.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I was like in Saudi Arabia or like Dubai or a place like that, because like an Arab guy like me would have 6 wives.
Oh, that's true.
And they could just
Saudi
do it for
Arabia,
you.
I think 6 is the limit.
I think it is the limit.
Yeah.
There's a limit. Well, it's good that there's a
Oh
limit.
yeah, there's a limit. I
It's
think
good
it
they
is 6.
said
I
you
think
can't-
6 is the limit in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You can't have more than 6.
No, I don't think so.
Well, you don't want to be greedy. You know,
No.
7 is like, well,
But
relax.
that's something that's like we were talking about earlier, where people like take things out of proportion, or with their like religion, like in Islam, the marrying multiple wives thing is supposed to be a noble action during wartime when men who are fathers end up dying,
Oh.
and then the men who survive come back, and then it's like a noble thing. It's like, okay, I will bring you in as my wife and take in your kids and take care of them also.
I see.
That's pretty noble. Yeah.
That's like what it
Yeah.
was meant for. It was permissible during
That's
those
interesting.
times, because then you're helping the woman and you're helping those kids. It's
Yeah.
a very good community type thing, right?
right.
But you know,
But-
people find loopholes and be like, oh shit, I can have more than one wife. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't go to war.
So like right now, there's no reason in some of these
Yeah, what
places,
are you
like
doing?
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You guys are living lavishly, but you know,
If you
who
can
am I to
afford it.
judge? So I have not
Yeah.
met people that are like that and have multiple wives, so I don't know. Except for my uncle, my great grandfather. The motherfucker had like 40 some kids.
Oh, really?
He had 6 wives, and he did it in the 1920s, right when Muslim women around the world were kind of like, we're not doing that anymore. They were putting their foot down. And my great grandmother was the first wife of his, and she had my grandmother, and then he was going to try to marry another woman, and she was like, fuck that, I want a divorce. So then he ended up marrying 5 other women and having loads of kids with those, and just created like, it's like if I'm in this city in Indonesia, I got to be careful because I might be fucking a cousin.
Yeah. That's scary.
You know what I mean?
That's scary, man.
Yeah. So it's interesting how like people were with that back in the day, you know? How they were just very
Yeah.
aggressive about having kids. But then like, you know, think about it. My great grandfather was exploiting what the system was really meant for, right?
Right, right.
He was just like, I like to slang some dick and I want a big ass
Hey,
family.
man, if you can afford it, why not, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you got the money.
Like to me, I'm like worried. Like
Maybe that's what's gonna happen with men. Like women will just have 6 men, like one for the dick, one for the I don't know. Excel
that's happening right now.
It is.
Excel
Yeah.
spreadsheets.
Man, I know like there was this one Russian girl. She was strictly just for the hookup. And then after we'd hook up, she'd tell me, like, we'd have dirty ass sex. And then, like, right after, she would tell me how she can't do this with her boyfriend.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
she can't do this with her boyfriend because of whatever, XYZ. I can't do that with him. And then he'll think I'm a whore. And I was just like, it's very, very interesting, like, that cognitive dissonance that she was fucking playing, you know? But what the fuck were we just talking about before?
Your
whatever.
great grandfather and having 6 wives and 40 children.
Oh, and then you were saying like having one for the dick and one for forever. So I was just there.
You were there for the dick.
Facilitate the dick.
Yeah.
She never asked for a cuddle. She never asked for anything other than
She had her boyfriend for other things.
She probably had another guy for another thing.
I
She
know.
probably had a sugar daddy.
Right.
I'm aware.
You know, and
That's how you got to do it.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like because we were just the hookup, it was kind of cool to be able to just talk to her very honestly.
Yeah.
Like to me, she saw no future with me.
Right.
So she was just like, boom, this is what my life's about. And I'm just like, interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a data point.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you learn something. But it's interesting. Like, I've been the cuddle fuck cuck guy once, you know? And
Oh,
like in my
really?
20s. Yeah, when I was young, like not knowing, like this girl's just using me for the boyfriend feel, but she's getting dick elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
That sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why I mean, there's there's pros and cons
No,
in
it sucks if
every
you're
role.
a guy. It sucks if you're the guy.
Well,
it's probably
I don't
great
know.
if you're a woman.
If you
Oh,
get
you
the
could-
boyfriend feel, depending on what you might get other. I mean, it's yes. If you're just cuddling with somebody and
Right.
and not having any, but I mean, there are benefits. I can't stand
You're not
for that.
speaking
There's
for the male point of view.
well, I don't. So there's no reason to be in a relationship except for getting laid.
It's
For
a big
man.
part of it.
It's a very,
for
very,
the men, you're not speaking for a male perspective
very,
right now.
very
It's
big,
a big
part of it. A lot
You can't
of
not have
men.
it. Yeah, you can't not have it.
A lot of men will date women that they are like stressed out being around because they don't
Yes.
match personality wise. But
the
man,
sex.
she's beautiful,
Yeah.
and the sex, she's like steady tap of pussy. I
Right.
can get it all
Yeah.
the time, especially like when I was younger, man. It's
Yeah.
like I need to fuck every hour. It was like too much.
It's a necessary part, Ray. That's all.
And
For
then,
men.
like, I remember as I was younger, there was like, there was a point where, you have to mature and realize, oh, wait a minute, man,
it's
that's
not
kinda
the
fucked
only
up.
thing. Yeah.
It's not the only thing, right? But when you're
Right.
really young, but then like that lasts throughout. I think the majority of men, like, we're hardwired to look at sex as being like very precious and
Also, yeah.
And maybe that's what happens with women when they come in their 30s. Is also sex becomes really, really important, and women want to
Because
make
you
sure
start
they
hitting
get
your
laid.
sexual peak at
yeah,
that time.
and
That's true.
they
That's
make sure they
absolutely true,
want to they get laid, and of course, in a way, the relationship for a lot of women in their 30s becomes really burdensome because men sometimes are not updated as you are, Mike.
yeah, I got some more updating to do.
They just the best thing with them is dick. Conversation's difficult, personality's difficult. They don't add, they don't support.
Yeah.
And then it's easier to just get laid and to
Yeah,
not
yeah,
be in the
right.
relationship.
It's interesting. So women in their 30s.
So you're saying that women in their 30s can fall into a trap of kind of being like a young guy where sex
we
becomes...
meet in the middle.
We do
So
meet in the
men
middle.
And women in our 30s.
Bro.
Well,
In their
and I think that's
30s.
the thing. I do think
The best
women,
matchup is a
women
guy in
in
his
their
mid-
30s often have sex with younger guys. I mean,
The best matchups I had in my 20s is whenever I I got hooked up with a woman that was like 30, early 30, 32.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I'm like
Oh my
22,
God.
23.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
we're right at the same level
Yes.
of fucking like,
Yeah.
give me that fucking dick. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking great.
And I think too, maybe I'll speak for only American women, but in America, before you're 30, it's like you don't really know what you want. I don't know, maybe it's true for
That is
around
true.
the world,
Guys
but they don't
too.
really know what
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Sex
but-
becomes more desirable as you get older
Yeah.
because you now start know you had more
Yeah.
experiences. You know what you
Exactly.
like. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Or like you can get imprinted with a type of person So, for example, like, you know, there's like, I used to only date like white girls when I was growing up in Dearborn because the Arab girls were hard to date. But at the time, in the mid '90s, man, a lot of girls, the white girls from the outside like suburbs, every night were just driving up and down the main drag in Dearborn, trying to get hit on by an Arab roughneck. You know what I mean? Because we're very open to talking to women. We're like, it's like, you know, like I'm pretty sure with black people too. It's just like, but it's like part of our culture to go out there and like meet people. And fuck, I'm high and I got sidetracked. What the fuck was I talking about? I got sidetracked. What was I just talking about?
White women in Dearborn driving down the street wanting to get hit
Oh,
on.
and then what ends up happening is I only dated white girls, right? And then I got really turned on, like, oh, white girls. And then I tried like my first like maybe Asian girl, and then now I was kind of like, Asian women, you know?
Yeah.
So a lot of the times our experiences can imprint our sexual preferences,
Right.
Especially like at a younger age. Like, you know, one girl I was dating, all of a sudden afterwards, she was like, you know, after dating you, I'm like kind of like bald guys. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay, so you had a positive experience. Same thing. Like I had a positive experience with the thing that I wasn't normally with, but then all of a sudden, oh, now you're intrigued with that.
Yeah.
And I think men are more hardwired to develop fetishes around that than women are.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't see many women with like specific fetishes.
I agree. I think that's true.
I think that's a good point. I'm sure they exist.
I'm just trying to make this uncomfortable right now. I think we petered out, guys.
Yeah.
You want to grab some food?
Yeah.
Some burritos, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that I at least got 45 minutes of real good audio.
Oh, great.
So at least there can be I don't know what the other
Oh, man.
40 minutes sounds like. But the usual people are here. Thanks for coming out, guys. And sorry for it being super late, but it is what it is. Again, next week, but hopefully I can get like another guest this week before the weekend. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Trey Stewart. Follow him at Trey Stewart 1. It's right there on the screen. And then we got who I think should be Riri.
Yeah, it should be Riri for sure.
What's your Instagram?
Reversteeg. Versteegh. It's like River Steeg.
River. Steeg.
River. And how you spell Steeg?
Steegh.
Steegh.
Yeah.
You
River
guys
Steeg.
try to remember that and follow her while I school her on changing her Instagram handle. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you.
Public Yemeni #1.
Because you guys like go and like sort of antagonize each other with your opposing views, and then you come back and then you just sort of like oh, well, you know what, I'm just gonna look. All the adventures are just fun.
We've talked about that. We've talked about having our own podcast.
You should though, man.
Yeah, it's very.